There we go. Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia. We were having a technical difficulty there, so I was just about to restart things. All right, welcome to our live video series. It is September 8th. We've been doing these live videos ever since COVID started, so I think that might bring us back to March, but certainly back till April. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through one of, and quite possibly my favorite Kia right now, which is the Kia Forte5 GT. We're gonna talk about all the features inside that car. We're gonna take you inside, outside. We're gonna talk about what's coming new in 2021 on this car, which is exciting as well. So we'll move through that. But first of all, if you're just joining us and you're not live, go get yourself a beverage, pause the video, get a snack. We're gonna be here for about a half an hour. We're gonna go through this car. If you wanna know how to join us live, let me show you how to do that. And if you don't wanna know how to do that, just skip ahead to the 3-minute mark. That's where we'll start talking about this car. All right, so to join us live, let me just show you here. We'll flip over camera. I am on my laptop over here. So if you're not watching this video on YouTube, you probably are, but if you're not, just head over to YouTube, go to Brantford Kia. Here's what we look like. You can hit Brantford Kia right there. Hit refresh exactly at 2 o'clock. Now I'm about a minute late today because I was having a little technical issue. It wasn't going live for me. When you go live, one of two things is gonna happen. Sometimes you're gonna see right now, it says live now right there. Sometimes you have to go to the videos tab right here and look for the live now once you click that. Once you hit this videos tab, the very first video is always the live now. So if it's not showing on the home screen, there you go. Once I click the live now like we did right now, you're gonna see a few people, oh wait, let's watch an ad. What is that? That is the next greatest thing. We're gonna skip that ad. Okay, once you click in, you'll see a few of our friends are here already, and that's what we're waiting for. We're just letting our live audience build. So we're gonna get to your questions. Right now I'm not gonna read them, but in a second I'll read them all. And we'll cover what you're saying. So if I don't get to you right away, I will cover what you say in a second. And blah, blah, blah. I'm struggling here. I've been on vacation for a week and a half or so. All right, so real quick news before we hit that 3-minute mark. The K5, you guys know we've ordered one. We don't know exactly when it's coming. I kind of feel like it's gonna hit sooner rather than later, but the official word is it's gonna be as late as October. So we're gonna wait on that, but we do have one on order. A lot of 2020 models are still clearing out here. We've got 2021s on the way. We talked a lot about EVs. We've got 2 plug-in hybrid electric vehicle Neros straight out there. So that's those ones out there. We've got a lot of those. I haven't looked at them yet. We are talking, we do have in stock a Nero EV EX model. That's where 40 features have been stripped out. Might be a good car for you if you want the most range for the least price. However, you may want to consider another vehicle as well. And I've talked about those in our last live video, which I did on Friday. So somebody's watching from in school, terrible idea, but I'm all for it. And your education is very important, and if your teacher isn't more entertaining than me, then you've got more problems with your teacher than me. All right, okay, so we got a bunch of people online now. We're 3 minutes in. Here we go. What we're talking about today is the 2020 Kia Forte5 GT. Now, the reason we're doing this is, 1, because it's one of my favorite cars. 2, it finally came on a really good sale at 0% for 60 months. I believe it's about 0.99 after that. And you can also get money back if you pay cash, of course, or not money back. You can get a discount if you pay cash. So it's a good time to talk about my favorite car, probably my favorite car. I don't know if it's my favorite. You guys all know, the regulars know I own an EV. EVs are probably my favorite cars. But if I didn't have the EV, if I didn't have my other vehicle, this is the car I would buy with one exception. And that one exception is going to change in 2021. So let's break news while we're here right now. This is the GT model. We're going to talk about where it fits in the lineup. We're going to talk about why it's great. The 2020 is on sale. The 2021, there's a couple changes coming. See this sort of chrome belt line, they call it, right around the outside there? That's going to change. I assume it's going to be black, but they're deleting that chrome, and black would make sense. There's black trim everywhere on this car. There's no real chrome on this car. So they're going to get rid of that chrome belt line, they call it. And this exact car in Canada will be available with a manual transmission. And in my mind, it's the perfect version of this car. We'll talk about why that's amazing. But this car right now, like I said, as is, as equipped, still, every time I get in this car, I go, man, that's a really, really nice car. So we're gonna talk about why I love it, why I think it's great. Last time I did a live video like this, it did quite well. We talked about why this is the perfect economy car. Today we're gonna take a little different angle. There's a lot of things talking about the baby Stingers and the mini Stingers. This is truly the mini Stinger, the baby Stinger. In the States, they don't have the Forte 5. Kia Stinger is a hatchback. This is a hatchback. You get all kinds of practicality there. We're going to talk about that. The other thing is comparing this to a regular Forte is really, they're very, very different cars. So we're going to talk about how the rear suspension is totally different, front brakes totally different, transmission, engine totally different, seats are different, handling's different. A lot of this is different. So we're going to talk about all of that right now. But first of all, somebody already said, when do you think the refresher Forte is going to be? I don't know. Somebody already said the, what did they say? That you guys are wanting to see Teddy. You guys are wanting to see, what are we talking about? So let's just show the trunk. Let's start with the trunk because I think the coolest parts are in the tech, in the driver's environment of this car. But we're going to show you the trunk first because that's what sets this car apart and really makes a difference. So let's just look at the back end. We'll look at lighting in a minute. I did a lighting video on this car way back when. I don't think it was exactly this car. It was a different car. Those of you that are wondering why I seem to always do the orange one, we've had a few of these orange ones in. I like it. It looks good on video, and this is the only one we have in right now. So I tend to always pick the orange in this car because I just think it's cool. All right, coming down here, back end, looks pretty sharp. You've got dual exhaust. Now, again, when I say this is a lot more of a sport car, compare it more with a Stinger, for instance, than a Forte, we're going to talk about the exhaust in this car. So it's a dual exhaust, and it is a large pipe from the front to back, 2 large pipes front to back. It is not it is not like the Forte exhaust. It's totally redesigned, thick pipes, and it has a true grumble sound, a little bit of popping when it shifts. So very, very cool sounding exhaust. And again, not at all a Forte thing. We used to put this engine and transmission together in the Kia Soul, but it never had a cool exhaust. It was never a good handling car. Now you have that. So you have that. Don't be fooled. There is a sound enhancer in this car. That happens on a lot of performance cars nowadays because cars are very well sound insulated now. They can tune out some of the sound. So if you tune out some of that sound enhancer really just gives it all back to you. There is a true cool sounding exhaust here. Somebody said you guys lost me. Oh, you did lose me there. Let me see if I can help. Oh, you got me back? Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel my Apple CarPlay, or my Apple CarPlay, no, my Apple TV. Sometimes that affects it. I don't know why. Usually we have pretty good service, but there we go. Okay, we're back. I will get to your comments, guys. I see a bunch of you guys coming in with comments. I will get to them in a second. Just bear with me. Let me cover some of the vehicle first, and then we'll come back to your comments. All right, those of you asking about teddy bear, if you've never watched any of my videos before, I use the same teddy bear in a lot of my videos. The reason why, if I just show you the trunk and filled the screen, they all look the same. But if I show you the same thing inside, you can see sort of how this works. So what we have is a very large trunk. Now, a lot of people are really impressed with the Kia Seltos trunk. That's our hottest selling vehicle right now. And this is comparable to that. It's a little bit smaller, but it's not that much smaller. You get a lot of space and a huge opening. So you get SUV style size openings here. And there are a lot of small crossovers that are not fun to drive. They'll tell you they are, but they're not fun to drive. And they've got very small trunk space. So right here, you've got a lot of trunk space, 60-40 split. This panel can be fully removed, but see that little hook there? That serves a purpose. Let me just take the floor mats out of here for a second. Stick them beside Teddy. That little hook there. Now, a couple things are going on here in the trunk. First of all, if you drive athletically, there's tie downs in every corner. You get a cargo net with this car. I'm 95% sure. I don't see it right now, but I'm pretty sure I know where it is. Anyways, so you can tie things down. You can drive athletically. On the right side here, you can lift this little tab. There's my cargo net right there. You can see there's little straps there. Those are Velcro straps. There's 2 of them. You can strap something like an umbrella down, something in there. Just lift that. There you go. This side, same idea, but instead of having Velcro straps, you have elasticized straps. You can stick something in there. Kind of cool. And here's where it gets really cool. Pick this panel up right here, and you get underfloor storage. Now let me just show you what that hook does up here. That hook, if I'm doing 2 hands, it's a little easier. Come on. Oh, I'm trying to do it through the camera. I got to look with my own eyes instead of the camera. There we go. If you hook it on like that, that stays up. Now you have access to the right side, the left side, all the way around, and a rattle-free area in the middle. You can fit a laptop, gym shoes, all kinds of stuff in there. And because small cars are moving away from spare tires, Kia doesn't just leave you empty. They give you an extra spot to put stuff even more underneath there. So you still have an inflator kit. We can talk about spare tire things later. I don't fully agree with them getting rid of it either, but there we go. All right, you guys are asking me questions. Don't worry, I will get to your questions in a second. Coming down, put that down. You can fold the seats down. You can get rid of this panel there. huge opening space. So one of the most practical hatchbacks I've ever seen, and also well divided up. So when you drive athletically, which you're going to do in this car, you don't have to worry about stuff underneath. Okay, it looks like there was a lot of questions on the video already, so I'm going to jump in here. Just a real quick thing. We're 10 minutes in. I got 24 people watching. I got 11 likes. You guys know how YouTube works. I would love a few extra likes, especially if you're sitting in school. You know, hit a couple likes for me. That'd be great. All right. Does the Forte GT have the same deep gargling exhaust as the Forte GT sedan? You bet it does. Sounds fantastic. Okay, K5 GT you guys are talking about. We'll talk about that later. Black rims, we'll talk about that. Oh, black rims. Speaking of black rims, the Telluride, we talked about that. I'll talk about that at the end as well. Okay. Does the mirrors bend like Kias usually do? They don't on this car. So, oh, I don't, well, they fold in, but they're not power. Now, I say that. I'm 95% sure the Forte doesn't do that. Yes, the Forte does not. So they've moved away from those power folding mirrors. Wasn't a feature that I think people were really, you know, wasn't a make or break feature for a lot of people. So it was a cool feature, but not a make or break. So while we're there, we're going to take a look inside the car. We should probably take a look outside the car, but we'll do that when we do lighting. Like I said, we're going to move around the next 20 minutes still to go. Okay. Let's hop in. You guys are always supposed to remind me to get the key. Let's talk about that real quick first. All right, here we go. Here's what the key looks like. It is an updated key from our previous keys. Now, when I say baby Stinger, mini Stinger, this is what most new Kias are coming with now, almost every new Kia. It is a little bit like the Stinger. The Stinger came out with a key like this, had a round button up top here, and had the same pattern setting right here, or same pattern of keys right here. This is better because the old keys, sometimes some people would complain about maybe accidentally hitting the buttons here. When they're on the side here, you don't hit them. So pretty cool area right there. Pretty cool key right there, doesn't hit anything. Now, having said that, you don't need to touch this ever, really. You put it in your pocket. You can unlock the door right here on the GT. So before we jump in the car, let me just show you where this car sits in the lineup so we know what we're talking about here. Let me just jump over here. Oh, there we are on the wrong screen. Okay, Forte is, there's an EX model. Now, that has all the practicality that this car has, but it's basically a Forte. Same engine, good equipment. It's an EX model, good equipment, but again, basically a Forte. Once you move to the GT model, that's what we're looking at right now. 27,395, 201 horsepower, 195 foot-pounds of torque, 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, revised suspension, revised front brakes, better car all around. This is the car we're showing you. I love this car. And then there's the GT Limited. Now, the GT Limited adds to this car navigation, advanced forward collision avoidance assist. We'll talk about forward collision avoidance in a second. Air-cooled front seats, heated rear seats, smart cruise control. Smart cruise control, pretty cool feature. Heated rear seats, I don't care about. Air-cooled front seats, don't need them because you have cloth instead of leather. So this is the car that I would buy because when you get a sport car, you want it to stay a little bit lighter weight, and this one's pretty lightweight, and you don't add a lot of weight and features. Now, as we hop inside, I mentioned that. You just have to touch that button there, you'll unlock the door. Once you do that, you look at the seats. They are red-piped seats. They are sport seats, and they're a pretty cool mix. It's an artificial leather. I believe artificial. It's got to be artificial. We have cloth here, leather there, nice stitching pattern there. Now, why do they do this? The same reason they do it on the Porsche GT4 outside. These seats are better for grip. They hold you in place, and you still have the leather down there. Leather, of course, can slide a little bit. You have a GT logo there. Looks pretty cool. And you have a flat-bottom steering wheel, red stitching, GT logo down there as well. You right away know this is a little bit more special car, but it's not crazy. It's not anything crazy. All right, now we're gonna hop in, tilt telescopic steering wheel. We're not gonna start the car. We're just gonna turn it to the on position. And when we do that, you'll see our gauges light up here. Left side tach, right side speedometer, typical Kia stuff here. This is all what you'd expect. Scrolling across right there, lane keep assist. So lane keeping assist is something that on this car makes total sense, but it's the only car, one of the only cars that we have that I would occasionally turn it off. So let's talk about what that is. It helps keep you in your lane. It can do exactly what you think it does. It also gives you forward collision avoidance assist, but not the advanced forward collision. So the advanced forward collision avoidance assist on the GT adds that smart cruise control's radar plate, and it can look for pedestrians as well. This is basically just looking for vehicles, and it's going to try to stop if you're not in control. So you guys asked manual or automatic. We're going to get to that in a second. Lane keep assist, I love it, except for sometimes when I want to just kiss the lane markers when I'm winding onto a highway or a country road. But you can turn that off right over here. You'll notice another button here, right beside it, blind spot detection. This car has standard blind spot detection. So again, if you're looking at something like the Kia Seltos, that works really well. It's standard on every Seltos. It's also standard on the GT Forte here. Moving across here, remember I said Mini Stinger? Let me just put the vents down so we don't get air in there. Mini Stinger, yeah, this is just like the Mini Stinger because you have the same screen display setup as our current Stinger right now. So it gives you everything you need. Now, you don't have navigation here, but you do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. In my mind, I'm cool with that. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay allow you to have the most up-to-date maps in the world with the best routing information anywhere that can update as the car ages. So to me, totally fine with that. You also have Sirius XM satellite radio. Of course, when you buy a car from us, you get 3 months of free satellite radio if the car is equipped that way. So that's kind of cool. And that works really well. Now down here, you have something nice as well. Just going to try to keep the fans off here. Let me just turn the fans down. You have automatic dual zone climate control. So I can adjust right side and left side different temperatures so passenger driver can stay very comfortable, whatever you want. Easy to work, easy to keep, everybody comfortable. You also have the heated seats here. Now, again, no ventilated seats here, but you don't need them. It's a cloth seat. Ventilated seats really just keep you from sweating. They can cool down the seat, but you really need them a lot more on leather than anything else. This one is an automatic transmission. Look how dirty my pants are. Go down. Anyways, this one is automatic transmission. In 2021, this exact car can come available with a manual transmission. Just this trim line, just with what you see. Like I said, the only other difference is it doesn't have the automatic mirror, which we're going to talk about in a minute. That's right there, the automatic adjusting mirror. And you don't have that chrome belt line. It'll probably be a blacked out belt line, but you will have an automatic manual transmission. Now, manual transmission is going to get worse fuel economy than the automatic. Back in the old days, used to be automatics were worse. The manual transmission is going to be worse, but first, second, and third gear are more aggressive acceleration gears than first, second, and third gear here. This one has a 7-speed automatic. Automatic mirror, we'll talk about that. This one has a 7-speed dual clutch automatic, instant shifting. It's going to be faster to 60, I'm pretty sure, because it can shift faster than you can. But it might be a little bit less fun than a manual transmission. Now, this particular car, right here, you've got paddle shifters as well. And like I said, on a dual clutch transmission, you have that instant shifting. These are well-placed, thick, solid-feeling paddle shifters. Makes the car a lot of fun to drive. But you can get it in manual transmission for 2021. We showed you the climate control moving down from there. Every Forte 5 has a wireless charge pad. Throw your phone in there, it's wirelessly charging if you've got a wireless charging phone. Down here, USB, and a 12-volt port. So anything you need to charge, you can do right there. If you connect to Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it's going to be through that connection right there. Throw this car in reverse for a second, and you're going to see one of the clearest backup cameras in the industry. You can see the lines on the floor. I'm filming a screen. Normally when you film a screen, you don't see clarity. You can see Teddy. You can even see Teddy's fur if you're looking at from my view here. So he's pretty cool. All right, put it back in park. You can see this car also has a manual shift mode. Now, let's jump into that for a second. If I tap aside here, manual shift mode, I change the drive mode to sport mode. Let's talk about sport modes for a second. You have 3 drive modes. Normal is right there, we're in. Let me just put it back in drive. Drive modes, we have smart, normal, and sport. Smart mode is amazing. It's basically our eco mode, but if you start driving aggressively, it automatically jumps you into eco. Now, what's cool is, like the Stinger, every GT has wireless or has ambient lighting. Now, I'm not sure if that's true in the States, but it is true in Canada. See how it's kind of blue around that GT? I'm going to change the drive mode now. Change the drive mode to normal, it goes gray. Change it to sport, it goes red. Very difficult to see in this well-lit room, but you can set it up so the ambient lighting, and it's not just there, it's also in the doors, it's in a bunch of other places, but the ambient lighting can change with the drive mode, or you can set it to whatever color you want. So kind of a cool feature. Even the Stinger doesn't have that, where you can change it with the drive mode. Looking at that steering wheel, we mentioned those paddle shifters. You got your cruise control, information control here, Bluetooth and everything over there, automatic headlights right over there, and like I mentioned, the safety features on the far side here. When we talk about baby Stinger, mini Stinger, very reminiscent of the Stinger in the venting on the sides here. The Stinger, of course, has 3 round vents through the center over here. These ones have them on the outside right there. And you can see stitching in the doors here. Everything is nice soft touch, unlike the Seltos, Some of our sport utilities at the lower level are a little bit firmer in the armrest. These ones are soft touch everywhere, and this one has a sunroof. This particular car, if we turn on the lights, has LED lights. That means it's the nice white LED lights as well. They look nice and rich. Sunglass holder there. You guys asked about the automatic mirror. Automatic dimming mirror is what I meant. It senses the traffic behind you and it dims. You can see on this mirror, this one has, and now we don't get the automatic dimming mirror for 2021. This mirror here has UVO intelligence. That is a cell phone app. In addition to those buttons on the mirrors, that cell phone app allows you to remote start the car, to locate your car, to do things like heat it up, like heated steering wheel. You can turn that on. Did I mention the heated steering wheel? I should do that. Heated steering wheel. Speaking of steering wheel, it is a very nice to touch steering wheel. You can see sort of a perforated look along here. They're not actually perforations, just sort of an indentations. That's only on the sides. You have the nice notch here. I drove a Porsche GT4 on the weekend, and it has a very similar pattern steering wheel. The knob's right up there. Your hands fit nicely here. You can paddle shift on this car. The Porsche we had was a manual transmission. But yeah, very similar feel. Red stitching there, and a nice small steering wheel, which is more fun to drive. All right. Everything about this car is all the features you need and none of the features you won't. And while we're at ambient lighting, let me just turn that back on here. Nobody ever asks about it, but I feel like nobody knows about it either. So we're just going to zoom in. That is a very clear screen. I'm just having trouble. My camera's fighting a little bit of the natural light in the car here, so bear with me. Sound of the exhaust, I'm not going to show it on camera just because I am inside the building and I don't want to gas out the people that pay me. We're going to go to lighting right here. We're going to hit OK. Ambient lighting brightness, you can go 0 through 4, or 1 through 4, I believe, and then the colors are here too. You can choose white, orange, red, green, blue, violet, or you can link it to the drive mode, which is what I've done, so it will change with the drive mode. It's kind of a cool feature, just makes the car feel a little special. Let's talk driving the car as we hop outside. I'm going to take your questions in a second. Actually, let's leave the lights on in the car. Oops. There we go. Car's on, lights on. We'll turn the four-way flashers on as well. All right. Well, I'm still zoomed in. Let me zoom out. Hold on. There we go. All right, let me take your questions for a quick second, and then we'll come back to the car. I want to talk about what it's like to drive this car, because that's really what differentiates it. All right, jumping in. Oops, my computer went to sleep. Sorry, I got a long password, guys. Okay, long password's done. There we go. Questions. Okay, some of you guys are going back to school. I'm sorry about that. We'll talk about other stuff. Color change is clear. Oh, cool. You could see that. Good. You wish the 4-inch cluster is a 7-inch cluster instead? Yeah, so that's a couple of things. The Seltos higher end has a 7-inch display cluster. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'd like it. I don't think we're losing too much information. I can do it outside. I could rev the engine outside. Maybe we'll do that someday. Okay, scrolling back through here. You guys are telling them to hit the like button. That got blocked. You should definitely hit the like button. 31 of you on, 20 of you hit the like button. That's okay. I can deal with that. Does it temporarily turn off when you hit the signal? Tell me again, Jasmine, what you were asking about. You asked if something temporarily turns off when I hit the signal. I'm not sure what you mean. Power seats are in the GT Limited. Yeah, so power seats way more. The GT, again, manual seats, but I'm okay with that because they're super comfortable, super adjustable, and they weigh a little bit less, which makes it more fun to drive. This one's automatic. We talked about that. You can get manual. Never thought about cloth that way. Yeah, cloth always matters. If you look at a true sports car, you get cloth instead of leather because it grips you in the seat. That's what this one has. I'm okay with that. Not suede, but cloth. That's right. Keyless entry we showed you earlier. It does have that. You guys are being rude to each other, so don't be that. Be nice. Okay. Okay, anyways, we'll go show you the, okay, first of all, let's show you the front of the car. Now, when I show you the wheels, I want to show you a couple different things. We talked about this car for performance. I like the wheel here. I'm not a big, huge fan of the black wheels that everybody else likes now. I know that's not, I'm in the minority there. A lot of people like the black wheels, but I really like the darker graphite color wheels, and that's what this has, graphite with a bright silver. Jasmine, your question was the lane keep turns off with the signal. Yes, it does. As soon as you signal, you can switch through the lane. No beeping, no nothing. All right, so I really like the wheels here. In behind the wheels, you do have larger front brakes in this car. It is truly a performance car. Like I said, rear suspension ripped out. Independent rear suspension actually makes it handle well. If you've ever driven a car with a torsion beam suspension, sometimes if you go around the wrong bump the wrong way, the rear end can skip a little bit at speed. If you want to find out what that's like, drive a Jeep Wrangler. It's got solid axles front and rear, and it will skip and scatter all over the place. These cars can do that. Once you get that independent rear suspension, you can start tuning things a little differently. So that torsion beam on the Forte is perfectly fine for everyday driving. But if you're talking about sport driving, you want to go to independent rear suspension. This car has that. It also gives it more space for those dual exhausts to come through. They sound cool. They help the engine flow better. And you get bigger brakes. So go faster around corners with these big wheels, and better suspension tuning, and also stops better with the better brakes. Now, this model has, the GT model has LED lighting. Those of you that know me know I'm a huge fan of our LED lighting. Now, you're going to see that X pattern kind of blink out every now and then. That's just the way the camera reacts with it. But that X pattern is your daytime running lights. It is a bright white daytime running light, just a marker light essentially. But the headlight is pretty cool. It's super bright, and your high and your low beams are all in that same segment. A lot of cars don't do that, and that's kind of a cool situation here. Signal lights are down here. Does not have fog lights. You guys have gotten mad at me about that. I hear you. Doesn't have fog lights. That's okay though. The headlights, you won't need them with these bright LED lights. The GT model has this little logo there, and you can see the red tooth kind of look in the front there. It just looks super sharp in person. You can just tell it's a bit of a special car. Again, it doesn't look super special, just looks like a nice looking Forte, but it drives like a special car. It really is quite nice. All right, so there's the side. Like I mentioned, 2021, this chrome belt line is disappearing. I assume that means it's going black. That would make sense. Like we mentioned, there's piano black everywhere in this car. You can see down here, right there, piano black everywhere. And one thing I'm going to quickly mention as well, little details that Kia does a lot. Right down here, that's an active vent. Air goes through there. It comes out in the wheel over here. It does two things. Helps cool the brakes. I'm not sure how much it does that, but it does help cool the brakes. It also reduces turbulence, makes the car a little bit more aerodynamic, slips through the wind. GT model, if you didn't notice the mirrors, they're black there. Black trim line along the bottom here as well. Kind of gives it a cool look. And same thing along the back here. The back of the car, LED lighting on the back as well, not just regular lights. Sometimes, again, they can flicker in the way the camera's filming them. Lights down low. People say that you can't see these. I'm going to argue with them saying you can absolutely see those. You can absolutely tell which car they're attached to. It's a different way of doing things. It's not worse. Sometimes people want to argue with me and tell me it's worse. Okay, may not be your thing, but it works well, looks good. And back here, this car at night looks really super sharp. I did a video of this car at night. I saw somebody ask about the Celtos. I do have to do the Celtos still, but that car looks pretty sharp at night. All right, 27 minutes in. I will take your questions now. If there's something you want to see in this car, let me know. I'm willing to hop in, show you rear seat space. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. Driver's seat I didn't adjust for me, so let me just make sure it's where I would actually drive, not just where I would film, because those are sometimes different. Driver's seat there. I'm flush. Oh, got to go back a little further. There we go. Seat's good. Okay, so let me just jump in the back. We're going to turn the car off again. Show you the ports in the back. All right. Now I say ports in the back. You know what? There's none. All right, here we go. Same thing. Cloth leather seats back here. If you move the GT Limited, you do get a, you do have heated rear seats, and that's just seat bottoms back here. You can see for a small, hatchback, there's still plenty of headroom. I'm about 6 feet tall, tons of room here. The other thing that's nice is my legs are pretty much flat on the seat the entire way. So you're not like knees to your chest kind of thing like you would be in a lot of small cars. Works perfectly that way for me. And we'll show you here if I can. The armrest comes down and it rises above the seat. So what's cool about that is it sits there at the level you would need. You've got the cup holders in there that you can see. All right, let me flip this around here. Coming down here, a couple things I like. You guys all know I like having the netted back. Now, there's only on the passenger seat on this car. Why they do that, I don't know, but that's what they do. Over here, you do have vents back here. So that's one thing my Soul EV does not have. My kids complain about. And you do have the vents back here, which just keep you a little bit cooler. And over here, tons of legroom for a 6-foot person like myself. And that's sitting behind myself. So you can easily take 4 people comfortably, 5 people legally. And meanwhile, while you're back here, the headliner in this car is black. Most cars, almost every car we have, has a lighter headliner. This one, again, feels a little bit more special with that black headliner. Feels a little bit, the reason they don't do black is sometimes it can feel more enclosed, but you can see I've got tons of space here, but it gives a very sporty look when you start looking at the black headliner, black dash. You've got the aluminum pedals. Those are still covered in plastic right now, but those are aluminum look pedals. And they look cool. Like I said, this one is automatic. In 2021, this exact car, you can get in a manual transmission, and it is just this car. So the GT Limited, automatic only. But this car, which makes sense to me, those who want the standard transmission, you want the sport version, you want to get the lightest possible car you can, that's the way to do it. All right, let me take your questions. We're almost at the 30-minute mark. We can go a hair off topic at 30 minutes. There was a couple things I would want to tell you, and I will. Okay, let me scroll to the bottom for questions. Side mirrors folding out. They do, but not powered. We covered that earlier. Price is right, isn't it? Yeah, price is good on this car. You have fluffy family members, Jasmine says. How does Teddy fit in the seats? There's people shaped like him who would like to know. I mean, I could throw Teddy in the seat. Are your family members as short as Teddy? Teddy's like 4.5 to 5 feet tall. But just for fun, I don't think I usually put Teddy in the back seat, and it won't be a thing I do regularly because he is oddly shaped for a seat. He's great shaped for the trunk. But, you know, let's throw Teddy in the back seat, make you happy. Jasmine's here almost every day, so we're going to make her satisfied. All right, Teddy's there. He's his posture needs work, but there you go. He looks okay to me. I mean, he's got a lot of headroom. So there we go. He's in there. We're going to leave him in there. It's harder to forget him when he's in the back seat than when he's in the trunk. All right. Hey, don't tell me stupid Teddy. That's not nice. Okay, so Teddy's looking cool there. I think I should take him out and with him more often. Okay. All right, let me just see what we got. Any other questions that I missed? If I missed your question, just go ahead and ask it. Kumo tires, yeah, good point. They are Kumo tires. Graphic color wheels are on the second. Yeah, okay. You guys say you love the red. Now, I should say, here's the problem with colors. The red interior, so there's red on the front of the grille, there's red on the interior. This exact car, as I'm looking at it through my screen, like right here, and through my eyes, is a different color already on my screen. Now, when I look at it on the computer that I'm using, it also is different again. So the orange is kind of a cool color. It's the kind of thing you have to see in person. So just keep that in mind. Colors are always a little bit different on camera. And let me just see. Very much considering a drive to Brantford car shopping because you guys are amazing. Okay, if you're going to consider, here we go. Tanisha Geddes. Just want to say I'm very much considering the drive to Brantford for car shopping because you guys are amazing. So here's the thing. Just drive to Brantford. We really are amazing. I'm not saying it because I am. I'm saying that our team here is excellent. We are worth the drive. We do these videos to earn your business, and we do earn a lot of business from all over the place because of it. So hopefully that helps. Do you have any sedans in stock? Yes, we do. Rims look nice. There we go. All right, real quick off topic. I think we're at 32 minutes. I think that's good for this video. We're going to leave it where it is. Real quick off topic. K5 on order. We talked about that at the beginning. I think we might be waiting until as late as October. There is no GT K5 coming initially. It'll be a GT line. It'll be the highest we have. Finally, they've released the pricing and everything. You can go to kia.ca for all that pricing. If you want to do that real quick, I have it open right here. Come on. Here's K5 pricing. Here we go. 29,595 is where it starts. 32,595 for the EX, which is quite nice. GT line, probably how I would want to equip mine. All of these are all-wheel drive. 35,995. And GT, you can see late availability there, 39,995. So everything GT line and below is all-wheel drive. The GT with the more powerful engine, 290 horsepower, is front-wheel drive only. So those cars are coming. We have exactly this car coming. GT line in the new Wolf Gray. That's the marketing material they've been seeing. So that's the one I requested when the boss asked my opinion. And sometimes my opinion counts for something. So we are getting that car initially. We'll get more as well. All right, that's all I have. The Telluride Night Sky Edition is what we're calling the black trim level in Canada. We have a video of that. I did that real quick on Friday. That's up online. Got lots of EVs to talk about. Those are online as well. Thanks for all the likes and the comments. I appreciate that. If you have any comments and you're not watching with us live, just drop them in the comments below. We do these live videos every day at 2 o'clock, and I will definitely try to answer as many questions as I can. And if you have specific questions, we'll get a car like this back in the bay, or if you have another car you want to see in here for a half an hour, then let's do that as well. Let's get the car in the bay. We'll go through every detail you want to see. Sometimes we'll go through different details because you guys direct us. Some of our regulars will know that I sometimes spend a little more time on something that you want to see just because you want to see it. So hopefully that helps. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a lovely day. If you're back at school, enjoy school. Make sure to tune in here at 2 o'clock every day. We will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.